You want to? So I mean,
you understood that?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna let you go first.
So all in all, we're gonna explain this part, but all in all, we just wrap up like femininity is good. Unlock your what
it is
as a woman. I think as you get older, the femininity is something that kind of just exudes off of you. You don't really have to say much or do much. It's something that walks with you. Yes, femininity looks different now in today's age. But I don't think that it is lost. I don't think it's a negative thing. I think it's great. And I think when you find a partner that's able to unlock that femininity, will allow you to
be in your femininity. Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. I think when it's, not so one-sided and people are working as a group and a collective team, it flows seamlessly. Being a good girl to being the first good girl to a nigga. I'm sure all of us have been there, so there's nothing new there. I think a lot of us have been good girls to certain guys, subjectively speaking, right? So yeah, if you feel like you a good girl to that nigga, go on, just pack your shit up. Just pack your stuff up and just go. Because you don't want to probably come with the turmoil or the heartbreak that's probably going to come behind that.
No.
Because you're going to constantly probably try to overprove yourself.
Yep.
In the relationship and try to show like I'm the best thing you ever had.
Exactly.
Rock
if
with
he's
me.
not ready.
But if he's not ready, it's just not gonna work. And then what was the last thing we talked about? I can't remember what was the last thing we just talked about.
We were talking about
Fumbling.
But you already.
But I think fumbling is something that we all got to experience.
To do it. Men and women.
Yeah. It builds character.
I definitely agree. So I'll just build on that. As far as femininity, I feel like as we were talking, like I started realizing that that's something that you had said, like it's in you, it's an aura, it's how you carry yourself. And once you get comfortable, single or not, but once you get comfortable with yourself and who you are able to walk in that, like, I ain't gotta yell. You know what I'm saying? If I trust you, I'll listen.
Yep.
And also just being with somebody who will align with you and allow you to operate in that femininity.
Absolutely.
Because once you're with somebody who's not, i.e. the good girl, the guy's first good girl, now you're breaking out of character. Now you're in defense. You're not able to operate in your femininity because you're fighting.
Yep. Fight or flight.
Yep. So I feel like that it is important to be around people who allow you to be in that soft girl era, or to be in that softness, that comfortability for sure. Fumbling. Like you said, it's something that we all do, and I don't take L's, I learn lessons.
I like that.
So it's something that you learn from and you grow from, and the more that you mature, you're able to just kind of take from that. And so also, and just as being a woman, we have to kind of be comfortable with those standards, right? So that femininity doesn't mean that we have to necessarily compromise what we want,
right?
And what we require, and so being able to balance that out and having that respect, because times have changed.
A lot.
So you can be a boss and be feminine.
Yep, I agree. Totally agree. That's that. It's a wrap. Great job, Red. Look at you. Go on, girl, on your first session. You did that like a program.
We outside, but also inside. Hey, look at the roles now. Mr. Bigger Picture, gotta look at me pose now. Super color transfer on all of my clothes now. They ain't take my business advice, they closed now. We just getting started. How we turn L's into B's. GHG race, we shipping it overseas. I built a platform to sell tickets with ease. And y'all niggas still paying Ticketmaster fees. Y'all niggas still taking royalty deals. I guess they'll never know how splitting royalties feel. Crazy how many good people loyalty killed. I just gotta laugh at it. When it's in your reach, it be hard not to grab at it. I know how it feel though, have my own case of it. Hard to turn your back on certain shit when you the face of it. GC merch, we shipping across the globe. Give me the same highs, cooking it on the stove. Check the post star, 1,200 tickets sold. Then 5K offers getting old. You don't see my work now. Came out the dirt, make them wanna say the earth now. It's a yearly salary just to get a verse now. It's priceless though.
Ain't no fiascos in the kitchen, cause I'm with India. Stirring up the pot, girl, what's in the drinking on the rocks, while she chef it up. Whatever she cooking, it ain't regular. When I'm in the kitchen, I'm with India. When you walk in, you can smell it up. Loving what you're doing, I can't get enough. When it comes to grub, you know she the plug, yeah.
J-Ski on the beat.
Tell a lot about a man by the way he skate. So how do I skate?
I wouldn't do that shit. Oh, ain't no friendly faces out there. Only your just desserts. Who are you? I guess the better question is, what have I become? Look, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, man. Your life. Your life is my failure. What? I messed it up for you. Sitting in some shitty ass cubicle. Wiping the white man's ass or the white man? White man ain't your problem. Not yet. Nah, I don't have problems. I solve them. You know, your fear that the worst thing Dad did come true for you, for us, that's bullshit. He never cared about anybody but himself. He said he was working for the people, but as soon as somebody crossed him, what'd he do? He threw him right under the bus. And here you are, talking about the white man's ass when everybody gotta kiss your ass, or else. I help people. Help people? Oh my God, you listen to yourself? God damn. What about Mr. Wright? What about him? What about Kev or Rob or Manboy or Dad and all the niggas you and your little motherfucking me's don't plotted on in between? Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny, Corvell, him, her, bodies. They're all dead. Is that how you help people, Franklin?
We outside, but also inside. Hey, look at the roads now. Mr. Bigger Picture gotta look at me pose now. Super color transfer on all of my clothes now. They ain't take my business advice, they closed now. We just getting started. How we turn L's into B's. GHG race, we shipping it overseas. I built a platform to sell tickets with ease. And y'all niggas still paying Ticketmaster fees. Y'all niggas still taking royalty deals. I guess they'll never know how splitting royalties feel. Any good people, loyalty killed. Huh. I just gotta laugh at it. When it's in your reach, it be hard not to grab at it. I know how it feel though, have my own case of it. Hard to turn your back on certain shit when you the face of it. Huh? GC merch, we shipping across the globe. Give me the same highs, cooking it on the stove.
Cooling like a bitch.
Your name one more time?
Yeah. Shanti.
Go ahead.
Shanti.
When you
Okay.
come back, I'll position you a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely pink for it. You like it? One of the songs on that album, what's it called? Money, with the little slot machine in it. That my shit.
So how did that conversation go, like, online? Like, I've never...
Right. Okay. So this is the okay. So I met the guy on Hinge, right?
On what?
On Hinge. Why was I on Hinge? So I don't. It's a dating app. Yeah. So I had got out my situation. I downloaded it, and I didn't know what I was gonna find. But anyway, this is. I just got out of my situation.
That's why she got on that.
Yeah, because I was just like, I never did a dating app before, but I'm like, whatever, like, we'll just see. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, but basically, I just happened to see he had liked something of mine, and we ended up matching, and then I was at the Beyonce concert, or trying to get into the Beyonce
Day were
concert.
you at the concert?
I didn't get to go.
Friday, Saturday, or Monday?
Saturday, no,
So many options.
Monday. And so, yeah, we were just talking. We were talking about the Beyonce concert. We were sending like voice notes and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, it just went really well, and I just gave my number. No, we were like texting during that time, like during this time where I was like at the concert. And then we just kind of kept vibing. And I was like, well, just text me. And then we just kind of went from there. And so our first date was supposed to be Sunday. And then he had said, well, let's do something Friday. I was like, okay, cool. And then yesterday he was like, well, let's just meet up on Thursday. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, fuck it. So we just kept like up in the date, and then actually like up front, not up front. Like I'm very guarded initially, so the fact that I was very comfortable.
I'm not getting touchy-feely vibes from you.
Right. You see how I am, right? Like I'm just like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it takes me a minute to warm up just in general.
Yeah.
Like so, but with him it was like, you know, I was still kind of like this, but I also like wanted to touch him.
Yeah.
It's kind of sucks.
Period.
Kind of want to like, you know.
I love that.
It was the list for me. I'm like, I definitely, if you want to kiss me, I would kiss you.
Give me your face.
A lot. Yeah.
How was it?
Period.
It was great.
Like, did he like...
No, we didn't do all that. I'm glad we didn't. No, we couldn't. Some people.
I feel like kissing on the first date depends on your hygiene.
It does.
Sometimes I can smell your breath.
Yes,
I'm not
I
kissing
hate
you.
it.
I'm not kissing you.
But do we get a second date if you give that something?
If I can smell the breath,
No, I'm saying, 'cause it sounds like you
I'm not gonna lie, that's an ick.
That's
for
an
me.
ick for me.
That's an ick for
I don't
me.
even like I don't like smelling breath, period.
I don't want to smell
I don't
it.
want to smell it. I don't even care if you just, but I don't like when it's in my face.
Yeah. So if we like this on the first date and I can smell it, I'm not
That's a
kissing you.
problem.
And
That's a
I we probably won't see each other again.
That is a problem.
But it's a pet peeve of mine. That's
Me
why.
too. No,
yeah.
same. It's
Cause I'm like, you could have brushed your teeth before we.
Yes. And you know that you smelled that.
You know you did. And
You
I
gotta be in my
brushed my
face.
teeth before I came to see you,
Yeah.
so you should have brushed yours
So you don't
before you came to
respect
see
me
me.
because you want to.
And it be like
I feel like you
that.
trying me. I feel like
Yeah.
you think I won't tell you that's your breast stink.
And I will.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You told nigga breast
I had one time, but it smelled like shit. His breath smelled so bad that I
You had to tell him.
I had to tell him.
Cause you was
Y'all-
gonna be covering
no,
your mouth.
listen, no, I didn't tell him that day, but like the next day,
That's me.
we were talking. I said, yo, your breath stinks really bad. He was like, no, cause it smelled like shit. I'm not lying. Like it smelled so bad. He was like, no, it don't. No, it didn't. I said, listen. Nah, he was like, no, it didn't. I said, sir, I'm telling you it did. He said, I'm telling you. He said, no one's ever told me my breast. I said, well, they're lying. I said, the fact
They're
that
scared of you.
Yeah, I said, the fact that you're arguing with me. I said, do you think this is easy for me to tell you this? And I'm
Do you
like
think
cracking
this is
up
easy?
laughing. I'm literally like dying laughing. I'm like, bro, your breath smell like shit. It did. It smelled like shit.
Damn.
And he was like, I'm like, how you gonna argue with me, bro? Who would put themselves in this awkward ass position to tell you that's your breath stink?
Damn.
No, I've never said that.
That was my
I
first
never
time.
told anybody their breath stink.
I've been in some situations where it was like,
Real bad.
I want to run
I haven't, because I'm going to back up. I'm not saying nothing else.
And you know what? I did it twice. I've done it twice. They breast stink.
Really?
One time I told a nigga they breast stink and he left.
Ask this person, like, can you please call me an Uber? It wasn't because.
Did you didn't tell him about his breath? What was your excuse?
It was because.
Family issues.
Right. I gotta go home. I just gotta leave.
I had dated this one boy. He smoked a lot of like backwoods, and his breath stank real bad again. And I told him, I'm like, your breath stink. And he got so mad, he got up and left.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God. I'm like, you gonna leave because you're like, I mean, you should.
It's kind of no easy way to tell somebody
that they breath stink.
Yeah.
Don't ever put me in that position because if it smells that bad, I'm gonna have to tell you. You gotta get up.
Have y'all ever told somebody that the sex was bad?
Yes.
In like certain ways.
Oh,
In a nice way?
yeah.
How do you say it? How'd you say
kind
it?
of just nitpick.
Oh, okay.
I just
But
said,
nice-
I'm
how
not
you
used
say
to
it
this
nicely?
size.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a flat out, I didn't have a good time.
Yeah. I did what you
Like
said.
you literally gave a dude a list like
It wasn't literally a list, but it was like a little paragraph. Like, hey, how was it? Okay, if you want me to be honest, I didn't like
Right,
it.
yes.
No, I didn't like
how was
anything.
Was it
it?
all opportunities or was it some good
I like
stuff?
that he was fine. I didn't like anything else.
I agree.
I
That's exactly
the
what
whole
happened with me.
experience was like a. I wish I could snatch my shit back.
Hey, give me my number.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine wasn't like snatch it back, but it was definitely, I wept
Yeah.
afterwards. I was like, ooh. Because
Yeah.
they know you can do to fix that.
Yeah. It was cringy. I'm
It
like,
was, yeah. To this day, we not friends no more, so I hate
we
that.
cool now.
I hate that. I hope mine come back around. I was just playing.
I'm gonna act like nothing happened, so you should too, because you the one who.
So you should.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right.
Alright.
Ain't no telling what
Okay.
I will I decide.
Alright, ladies. So.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. What are the camera things again? Like which? This is the main camera, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then this is your camera.
Okay,
If you want
okay.
to say something specific. And this your camera.
Okay. When are we supposed to look at it?
Right. I never.
I was
look
gonna
at
be looking at you.
Yeah, because I never look at it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you see if you kind of like just feeling like you're saying something particular, like like you know,
To the audience.
This for y'all.
yeah.
Alright, so.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna start off with, we're kind of gonna go all over the place with the conversation.
Okay.
But we're gonna start off with, is femininity lost?
Okay. I'll go first. I don't think that femininity is lost. I feel like the basis of femininity and masculinity will always be the same, but I feel like what it shows up as or what a feminine woman looks like is of course different from what it used to look like. It's 2023, so femininity is not going to look the same now as what it did 20 years ago.
I agree with that. I definitely think that it's evolving. I think it's changing. I think women are in different positions right now. They're in different positions of power. But I do think that there is a little bit of an off balance right now. And I don't
Okay.
think it's a bad thing because you're right, femininity, it looks different in every woman, but I do think like when it comes to like being in relationships with men, I think that dynamic is off balance, and I think that's what I'm referring to. 'Cause I feel like if you can be a boss, you can be a business owner, you can be whatever, you can even be doing your own thing, but you also need to know how to put that down. And we always talk about this, like know how to put it away, you know, whatever. But it's like genuinely knowing how to like just be soft, like let your man handle it, let your man take the lead. You don't always have to have your input. You don't, just know how to play your part as just the woman.
So do you feel like women nowadays don't know how to play their parts? Like, is that the off balance?
Yes, but I don't really think that it's 100% the woman's fault because I
Okay.
think that men have this thing now where like they 50-50. Oh, it's the 2023.
Yeah.
What you bring to the table, and it's like. But I feel like men a lot of times try to pull our cards too often. So now we got to puff our chest out because it's like, all right, well, we can do that then. If I feel like if more men were a little bit more secure in like themselves and not so worried about how a woman's going to show up for them and just be a man and be that big dog like they say they are, then we probably wouldn't have as many issues as we do right now. So I don't know.
That's true. And I feel like a big part of it is like family dynamics. When we talk about femininity and masculinity, we cannot ignore the fact that most of us grew up in single parent households. So if you have never seen your mom in like a healthy, nurtured, she's super feminine relationship, or your grandparents, some people do not have any married women in their family at all. And it's not uncommon for Black people. So it's like,
what do you expect? I feel like we kind of be having to we need a little more grace when it comes to each other, because it's like most of us have similar family dynamics. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of times when we talk about femininity and masculinity, it's like an argument, debate kind of thing. But it's like most of us came from single parent households, so you should kind of understand a little bit where I'm coming from.
Yeah, but then to me, okay, then the caveat to that would be like, when do we figure it out? Because like at this point, like we're not in our early 20s. A lot of us are in our 30s, going into our 30s. When are you gonna take the initiative to be able to say, okay, how can I be? Because I didn't come from a single, I mean, I came from, I guess you could say two parent, but it was so toxic and so bad and so violent that really I never saw my mom like in a, you know, like that. At least, right, in other women, you know what I mean? So it's like, when do you figure it out? Like, when is it, okay, you're a little old?
I feel like the dynamics of your family can, because I feel like when we aren't that feminine, it's kind of a little bit of toxicity. So I feel like when you're ready to stop being toxic is when you figure it out and really try to get grounded in your femininity or your masculinity. And you like, okay, how do I really want to show up in the world as a woman? How do I really want to show up in the world as a man? What am I going to offer to my partner? Like, how would I be in a healthy relationship? What do I have to bring to the table per se? So I feel like it's when you heal, to me, when you become your most feminine.
That's true. Because I do feel like it's a man's responsibility to allow a woman to walk in her femininity. And I feel like that's what I'm learning, like, about, like, I'm going to be 30 soon, and, like, when I'm dating now, I'm very big on how you make me feel. How do you make me feel? How do you make me show up? Are you bringing that out of me? Am I yelling at you? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel angry? You know, when we're arguing, how are you speaking to me? Like, you know, I don't want to argue. I tell them straight up, I don't argue. I'm not going to argue. I'm not even going to go there with you.
I'm not going to be going back and
I'm
forth,
just not.
baby.
You know what I'm saying? That's just not in me. So it's like, but you're making me get there. So now I don't know if I can rock with you. And that's really, and I'm so serious about that. And I feel like, like when you're in a partnership, you don't talk to your girl like a certain way. You don't talk to your man.
I'm not your homeboy.
Exactly. And I'm not going to talk to my man no type of way. You know? So I feel like that matters too. So
sure.
It's about the partner that you pick, I think.
For sure. Different men bring out different sides of a woman. For sure. Like, I don't know. Because have you ever talked to a guy and you like, I can't come at him that way. Like, I have to be correct when I come at him. Back and forth.
Or you trying to like throw your weight around. And now I gotta, we're not doing that. You know, like it don't even work. I don't know. It matters.
Because a grown man is not about to go back and forth with a woman.
No.
Like, it ain't finna be none of that.
No.
I agree.
It matters. It's about what you project and what you like attract to yourself. And being able to recognize, like, this is not what's going to be conducive to me being the type of woman that I want to be. But like you said before, you got to know what type of woman you want to be to know what you don't want. You know?
Do. And you got to be real with yourself. I feel like a lot of times, I hate to say it, but I feel like a lot of women are not, sometimes we don't be being real with ourselves, like about who we are and what type of women that we are and what we attract, what we look for. So I feel like a lot of self-evaluation goes into it. Like, you really got to be real with yourself about your dating patterns and the situations that you put yourself in general.
How do women embrace femininity today?
By being a bad bitch. I think that's how they do it. Being a bad bitch, being a boss, like owning the room, being able to be whoever they want to be, being confident, showing up as themselves, empowering other women. I think being strong, but not like a strong black woman, but being strong in the sense like I can hold my own, I can stand on my own, and I can bring all these things to the table. I think that makes women feel empowered.
Myself, like getting in touch with things that I like to do, hobbies, my emotions. I feel like emotions is a big part of it, because I think that a lot of the reasons that why guys say that women are not feminine now is because we be having to turn off our feelings. But I feel like getting back in touch with your femininity is turning your feelings back on, being real about your emotions, how you feel about stuff, how certain situations make you feel, being loud about your boundaries, putting your foot down. I feel like those are all ways to embrace your femininity.
I agree. It's so true. Therapy is life. Like I feel like going to therapy was like the best thing I think I've ever done in my entire life. Like I feel like I understand my emotions so much better. I can communicate them way more clear.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel more confident because of that. Like I know how to communicate more effectively, and I can have a tough conversation, but not place blame and shift blame. I know how to hold myself accountable, and like all of that stuff matters. You're right, and like in being at peace with yourself, like you can be at peace with other people. You know?
When did you start therapy? I'm supposed to start soon, but I
started
haven't.
2020. I started during the pandemic.
Okay.
And it was dope.
That's good.
What did you learn about yourself?
And therapy, I learned that a lot of the triggers that I had, of course, everyone says it stems from their childhood, but to go deeper than that is like there's certain things in my childhood, right, that I obviously never resolved. And so, like, as an adult, there may be situations that may trigger that. Like, okay, like, I don't know, let's talk about, like, abandonment issues, for instance. Like, maybe I lost a friend, or, like, my sister, like, I feel like I haven't been around my sister for a while or something. I'm feeling jealous, or I'm feeling anxious about it. It's like, no, that was when your mom left, when you were a kid. Like, that's not the same situation. Just because you ain't seen your sister in a couple weeks doesn't mean that, oh, the love is lost, or the relationship is, you're losing the relationship. But sometimes I go to that place because I feel like I'm losing that relationship with my mom, and I didn't realize, like, oh, that is what
You've
that
never
is.
recognized that by yourself.
Yeah, by
so
myself.
a therapist helped you to see that.
So when I would lash out, like, I'll have like a reactive moment, like, oh, I haven't seen you. Oh, like, you're hanging out with someone. Why are you not with me?
Those be like, hard friends. Those be like, it's hard to be friends with people like that.
It is hard to be friends with, yes. And I had to realize that it was hard to be around me, like, when I would have those moments. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm just expressing myself, and I'm da-da-da. And it's like, babe, relax.
People have lives. You gotta allow people to grow.
Exactly.
Allow people to do
But them abandonment issues will trick it. It's like it used to trigger me. So I would react so quick that I didn't even realize like how it came off. Because to me, you're
tripping, like you're doing me dirty, but it's like, no,
really,
your mama did you dirty.
Yeah, babe, that's not the
your
same
mama
thing,
did you dirty.
and you need to calm down.
Yeah, your daddy did you dirty.
Yeah, okay, all that, you know, so it's just like one of those
real.
things. Yeah, but that allowed me to really take a step back and like analyze situations and not be so quick to react and be more like, let me think about this first. Like, what's thought, like, you know, feelings are just a feeling. That's all that they are. It doesn't mean that it's real. It just means that that's what you feel right now.
It's valid. It's not right or wrong, though. And I think that is a huge part of femininity. Like, women are naturally more in touch, in tune with our emotions. And I think a lot of Black women.
So in our time today, how do you embrace the balance of, because I guess the women of today, we have a little bit of masculinity to us as well, because we are bosses and because we have to take on so many more roles. So how do you balance between like masculinity and being feminine? Like how do you embrace both of those? Because
masculinity and being feminine. I personally do not feel like, I don't feel like being determined. I don't feel like being achieving should be considered being masculine. I really don't. Like, I feel like you can achieve things, get things done, and still be feminine. I feel like they're different. I feel like masculinity and femininity to me is more of an energy. Like, femininity is more so nurturing. Masculinity is a little less emotions. It's more so black and white. But I feel like you can be accomplishing and still be feminine.
I think that you actually kind of like spoke to what she said, because you're right. Like, to be in your masculine energy, you're not in your feminine energy. And to be like, when you're making these big decisions, these boss moves, and you're making all these business decisions, these executives, you got to do this and you got to make. You're in your masculine. Like, we're making decisions. Not saying women can't do that, but it's just like, it's like assertive. I gotta take my emotions out of it. What's the best thing for this? Like, you're not thinking like, oh well, I feel like maybe and it's like, no. Regardless of how I feel emotionally about something, I have to make the right decision for the collective.
Okay, but as a woman, so say as a woman, a married woman who has to make decisions for her household when her husband is not there, is that masculine? Like, she has to make household decisions when it comes to like bills or groceries, the kids, like, where's the line? If the difference between femininity and masculinity is task, getting things done, getting things accomplished, staying on top of tasks, then what is the difference? Is the difference the environment or?
I don't think like because we have to stay on task for like everything. We maintain our whole household. I don't think that's masculine. I think it's situational. It's situations
based on the achievement?
No, it's just based on. I feel like it's all circumstantial because there are certain things where you don't have to be in your masculine energy. But I think when you're in a position of power, you are making. You can't do
in
things
the workplace.
Like you can't do things based off of emotion. Like you're not. Because even when you think about at home, like you're making decisions for your family. So it's still emotion involved. It's like I'm doing what's best for my family, for my husband, for my kids, and myself. You're still being a nurturer because you're making the best decision for your family. In a business setting or when you're thinking about something as a whole for a business need or whatever, that's different. It's not like you're being a masculine woman. You're in your masculine energy. I feel like being masculine and being in masculine energy are not the same.
They're
thing.
different.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
So I think you got to. So I think when you come home, because when I do real estate, I have my own things I have to do, and I have to make decisions. I'm going off on this person. I'm going in on that person. Why you ain't get this done? And I can easily transfer it over to somebody like, so why didn't you do it?
So how you turn it off if that's like how you are most of the day?
That's my man. Like that's my man. I feel like if you look at your man and be like, that's my man, like he's gonna take care of me. I think we have to feel safe. Like I feel like I have to feel like emotionally safe that I can just I don't have, because sometimes when you go home, your man's laying on the couch. Yeah. He didn't do anything he was supposed to do.
And I think, like we said earlier, it goes. If you've ever dated like that guy who married, exactly what I'm talking about. That one guy
I'm telling
who
you.
be sitting on his butt, maybe he don't be getting stuff done like that. It's like, something's going to get done, and if you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. So it's like when you're dating somebody who's on top of their stuff, you don't have to double check behind him. You don't have to act like his mama. Then it's like, of course the feminine energy is going to come out. Like,
I have a long day, and my man comes home, he's like, baby, just relax. All right, like let me give you a massage. Okay, what like we rub your feet. How was your day? You okay? Let's decompress. Be my peace, just like you want me to be your peace.
Be my peace.
Be my peace.
Be my peace.
You know
be
we
my
both
peace.
out here. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you relax me, you give me good. I can make sure the house is good and everything is good. You know.
Yeah.
So it really, I think it just depends on your partner.
Yeah.
I feel like too many men want a feminine woman and they don't provide a safe space or a space period for her to be feminine. Yeah. You don't know how to make no decisions. You're not on your Zoom. You don't got no motion.
You don't know how to make no decisions. Is the biggest. I hate when I'm dating somebody or talking to somebody and they depend on me for every single thing. It feels so good to be able to call your man up and ask him a question. Help me out.
Okay.
Solve my damn problems.
For real.
If I gotta solve everything for you, I'm gonna feel like your mother.
Nah, literally.
I'm the man.
Quite literally, no. Quite literally.
I wear the pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, ladies. So, have you ever fumbled a man?
I really don't think I ever have, and I'm gonna be so honest. I really don't, cause to say I've ever no regrets.
I've had a terrible track record with men, so I think they all were not equally shitty in their own way.
And the men I dated in my past are not even men that I would look at now.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, it wouldn't be a fumble,
I
baby.
agree, yeah.
My taste is totally different.
Totally different.
Totally
okay,
different.
They change with the seasons, but no, for sure. Yeah, I don't think I fumbled. I think, no. So my thing is I can't say I fumble. What I will say is like I will end something, and then I'm like, dang, shut up.
Should you have ended it?
So then it makes me feel like, did I fumble? But then it's like, nah, I ended it for a reason, right?
I feel like I've stayed in situations too long, so that's how I know I haven't fumbled because I really should have walked away a long time ago.
No,
I'm that person.
No, I'm the same.
So that's why I'm like, that's how I know I ain't fumbled.
Yeah,
my ass should have been walked away.
Ain't no way I fumbled.
Yeah,
because I didn't roll it all the way out to the end.
I didn't play myself at this point.
That's so true. That is so true.
Yeah. So no.
Okay. All right. So in conclusion, just talk a little bit about being feminine today and what that might look like in a relationship, or just more ways you can embrace it, all the things.
More ways to embrace your femininity, to heal, to acknowledge past relationship trauma, to acknowledge childhood trauma, to acknowledge when you're the problem in your relationships, your situationships, like to really be real with yourself. Every man is not a cheater. Every man is not a dog. That might be your taste. So to really be real with yourself, look yourself in the mirror and be honest. I feel like that's a big part of femininity to me.
That's tea. I don't know why I can't think of a conclusion. Okay. Yeah, I guess like being.
What it look like in a relationship too.
Yeah, I feel like take the titles off, take the hats off. You know, let your man be your man. You know what I'm saying? Like let him lead you, trust him, lean into him, lean into your situation, and just be soft. You know, soft life. We in the soft girl era. Like be a soft girl. You know, and it's okay. I feel like, you know, being in tune with your emotions, spending time with yourself. I think like, you know, just spending time with yourself and
trust yourself.
Trust yourself.
So you have to trust
intuition.
yourself. Yes, and you have to trust yourself to be able to trust that you're going to pick the right partner.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, like it's okay to be sexy. It's okay to be a boss. It's okay to make all the decisions, have your businesses. But at the end of the day, always remember that, you know, you a girl and you deserve to just relax.
You do.
If you could just always remember, like, you know what, I'm just gonna relax.
You
like,
deserve
I don't want to make any decisions today.
You deserve
and
to
just
relax.
don't make no decisions today. Like when you with your man, just lose all your common sense and let him take the lead all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the common sense. Like you don't even need to look both ways when you cross the street. Just go. Like your man is there, hold his hand, and just trust it. And there you go. That's your practice, your exercise. Every other week, okay? I say every week, but if you can't do every week, do every other week.
Period.
And yeah, so you'll be all right.
I feel like we talked about something good, girl.
Oh.
We didn't talk about that. We don't have time.
We kind of have to move on to the next group.
Okay.
But if you want to touch on that, like, I'm trying to see how you can quickly touch on it.
What do you say, good girl?
I forgot what the question was. We was talking about it.
I know, we had a good conversation too. Well, we gotta get to the next group.
Okay.
Not sure I'm
It's okay.
But I will tell you this: at that table, there are so many conversations that you can have. So it may not necessarily make it on film, but we love you. We appreciate what you already did.
Thank you.
All right, we go to the
And scene.
Oh, shit.
Damn, Prince A, I like this.
Up in this bitch, so fresh, so blessed. Don't give a fuck who next, cause I got none. They waiting for me to drop, cause I'm high, huh? Straight up out the pot, let me show you how I rock up. Dope nigga, I roll myself for the profit. Been with it, if I ain't got it, I'ma go get it. Got some folk that rely on me that ain't found. Wouldn't be a hustler if I could supply the demand. Need mines, gotta take it home so I can feed mines. Tell me what the fuck you want, cause I can't read mines. If you see me, then you see grind, cause I bleed mines. I be running to the rack just like I'm Giannis. Okay, I need my bucks, ho. About your feelings, I can give a motherfuck, ho. About the paper, niggas getting real cutthroat. Real ignorant, we bring it to your front door. Pussy niggas, we ain't got love for those. Real player, we ain't never had love for hoes. Mind the business that pay me.
It's a ritual, baby. You gotta take a shot before we film. Each and down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. Wait with that shit, no.
So we not gonna talk about it, but we gonna talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? Don't tell nobody.
You think I'll ever be ready for marriage? I don't know. You want to get married? I'm fucking 30, yo. I don't have much of a choice. But what if you move to a new city? You know? Hang out with the married crowd. Do married things. Then you can get married. Still might not be ready, though. But what if you convinced yourself you was ready? And everybody else was ready? Then would you be ready for marriage? That's a good point. Weird as shit, but that's a good point. Man, that metaphor was bullshit, yo. You think everybody don't got a role to play? You think a white boy could have pulled Erica? You think you could play Kevin Samuels? I could. I think we've had enough of Kevin Samuels for a while. What? I'm just saying. You gonna always be playing some form of Nigel. Lover boy Nigel, gangster Nigel, player Nigel. But I'm not a player. Everybody that knows me knows that. Self-denying player Nigel. Look, I picked these women. Me. I made this path for myself. Did you? Yeah, did you? Or did they choose you? Do you think that we'll be doing what we're doing if we had a choice? Huh? Man, face it. We're a certain type of people that come from a certain type of place that look a certain type of way. You know what they call us? Single. Typecast. If I was typecast, I'd be dead or in jail. But I'm here. I got out. I got myself out. You sure about that? Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Brandy, move your phone closer to the edge, please.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I can take it out.
No, you're fine. You just put it right on the corner.
Okay.
All right. So today we're talking about femininity.
Okay.
So the first question is femininity lost?
Yes and no. Oops. Yes. Ooh, what's that? I got it now. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I would say yes and no. And I'll say yes. I'll say no first because I feel like femininity comes in so many different moving parts. It does. It comes in so many different moving parts. And what I mean by that is it depends on who you ask. Like I consider myself a feminine woman. But feminine may look different to you. And I'll say for me, feminine may come as I thought I used to be strong in certain situations. I've learned how to take the back seat on certain things, if that makes sense. So I feel like sometimes taking the back seat can make you a little bit more feminine instead of being raw and you know, that makes sense a little bit. So I would say yes, and then I'll say no to some people that's still in the strong position. You ever hear people on that meme say, Lord, take me off the strong list this year. Please, you know, please take me off the strong list. Right. So sometimes when people got to be strong, that makes them kind of like tough.
Yeah.
And it's not that they really want to be
Right.
tough.
Exactly.
It's not that
They
they
have
want to
to
be.
be
They
for
have
that
to be
moment.
for that moment, whatever that situation is. So again, this goes back to, what does that strong look like?
Right.
Yeah. So, what you think?
I agree. Yes and no. It's basically, I feel like it's always based on the circumstance of the situation. This is a tough one. I don't want
Yes.
to make it about me, but I do feel yes
Right.
and no simply because it's based on the circumstance or situation, your upbringing, whatever place you are in that moment in life.
That's right.
You can catch somebody in a bad moment. That doesn't mean that they're not feminine, but they just had to step into that dominant role.
Right.
I do feel like, I feel as though our upbringing on both sides for men and women have altered that a little bit. Don't want to get too deep, but I feel
Right.
as though a lot, let's go to the single mother households,
Oh, yeah.
and then like you might have a single father.
Yeah.
The woman is going to teach her child to be, her female child to be more tough.
Yes.
And the son might get some feminine energy from her, and it's not good or bad.
Yeah.
But I don't like using the label feminine and masculine, even though we have to.
I know.
It's okay to have a little bit of both. I do
Yes.
not think it's dead completely. Sometimes I don't consider myself feminine because of my upbringing.
Okay.
A lot of times I have to dig into that tough bag because that's what I'm used to. That's how I was raised. And
But
then
see, that's good that you can recognize that.
a lot of
Yeah.
times, even now, a lot of times I'm like, oh wait, hold on, I'm doing it again. Let me scale it back. That's not okay.
Yeah.
So when you said earlier, you don't have to, like, you consider yourself feminine.
Yeah.
And how we spoke about it being situational.
Right. Situational.
And sometimes you have to take the back burner.
Yeah.
Today in present day, I teach myself because I'm very
Yeah.
vocal, have a big personality. A lot of times I have to say, okay, this is not your fight.
Yeah.
Smile and nod and keep it moving.
Right.
And it's helped me a lot. A lot of times I have to swallow really hard and say, did not want to do that.
Exactly.
But I think that's the growth part.
I was gonna, yeah, but that's the good part. I mean, that's where the growth comes in, when you can actually check yourself, right? So when you can check yourself and be like, you know, I spoke on this on a previous episode, and I was just saying, not to go too deep into that, but there's certain things I can look at a past relationship and say, all right, I was a little strong in that situation. I can, you know, so now that I'm a little bit more older and mature, I know how to dance a little different now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now I dance a little different. And with that, once you recognize it, now it's what's next? Now what do you do about it? So the fact that you got that, that's already feminine right there. The fact that you came up and was like, all right, I got this. So yes.
Do you think that certain people can take you out of that, your feminine energy? Or do you allow that to happen?
That's a good question. I don't get taken out a lot, but as humans, do people try you? Every blue moon, I mean, it's happened. It's happened.
Yeah.
I think, but you know what? Not so much people. I think situations can. Not like so much an individual. I think we all got a little something in us that can turn into something.
I don't like her. I don't like that part of me.
There's always a little monster in everybody.
I'm
No, I'm just
tuck
like,
people
not a monster. But no, I'm just saying, like, no, that was a very good question, though. I think we're human, and we all step out of character sometime, and then it's just up to us to scale it back. Like, for an example, you know, if you're in a relationship, and you know how you ever hear people say, well, let the man lead, and stuff like that. You know, yeah, and that's true. But there's times that women do have to lead. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, and if people say 50-50 in a relationship, there ain't no 50-50.
It's not
No, it's
ever.
not 50. Let's just say, if I was to ever get married again, I would not do the 50-50 thing again. I would do, if we sat down together at dinner and I'm like, how was your day? And I'm like, what number are you working on? And he's like, I'm only working on 40 today. All
I
right,
said that too.
then
I
you
love
know
that.
what? Then I got the 60 for you.
You have to get
You
the
gotta
60.
have to have the 60. So I would do some things a little different. So again, that goes back to being in your femininity. Oh, you know, but it comes back into that. So I think certain situations you can lead, and some things you can scale back.
I don't think it's dead, though.
I don't think it's dead.
I think we put a lot of pressure on the actual term. Like,
Yeah.
you're a woman. You have to be feminine. You're a man. You cannot have any femininity in you.
Yeah, and I think
don't
that's
like
being
that.
taken. Yeah.
How do you embrace femininity today?
Great question.
It's tough for me because I am trying to transition into being more feminine, as wild as that sounds.
You get back up. Okay. There you go. Yep. So for me, I would say how I embrace my femininity is that when I realize certain things within myself. Like if I know I'm out of pocket about something and when I can check myself, to me that's embracing.
I've started doing that too.
Yeah, because I feel like when you can check yourself, it could be how you said something, how you deliver something, how you thought about something, whatever it may be. I'm human. And I'm quick to admit that. I've always had like an outgoing person. I love people. I love people from different walks of life. But there are times, yeah, I'm human, but I step out and I would say if I had to say one thing to embrace it, is when I can correct myself. That's the best way I can explain. So if I know I'm out of pocket about something and I can check myself, to me, that's embracing my femininity. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm on my way there, girl.
Okay, girl. It's a little journey. It's a little journey.
I'm working on it.
Yes. That was a great question. Yeah, that was a very great question. Yeah.
So,
go ahead. No, I'm sorry, because people use that term so loosely now.
Yeah.
We're using the word narcissist and femininity and masculine. It's being loosely. It's a trendy word, but it's not sometimes even being used correctly. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. I love it. All right, so we are moving to a new topic. So, being the first good girl that a guy has ever encountered. Talk about it.
Do we mean like goody two shoes?
No,
or
not
like
goody
a
two shoes.
good person,
Just a good
partner.
Yes.
Okay.
Like someone that is
Being their first
of
good
substance.
Girl. Ooh.
How does it feel being their
How
first?
like just talk about that experience.
Well, girl, do we got how long do we got? How long do we take? Right, exactly. Okay, who should start? You can go first.
Mine is really quick. I'm everyone's first good girl. Everyone loves me.
Okay.
That's the end.
Yeah. There you go, girls.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let you go first, but that's really my answer.
I've had some guys in my past tell me, again, this goes back to my character. Again, I'm not acting like I'm perfect, but I've always been an outgoing person. I've always loved people. So when I've met certain guys from maybe let's just say certain paths of life, I was probably considered their good girl. Like, oh, you're so good. And I think good girl to them might mean a few things like I don't drink. I don't really smoke. I don't smoke or really drink. I'll have a little drink for social. But that may be good to them. Whereas their last girlfriend was probably, puff pass with them, or
taking
it back with them, So that might be good to them. But then I've met the guy where it's like, oh, all right, she got her stuff together. That's good to them. So it could be, it could be, so everybody's